I was driving through Arizona, headed to Tucson to see an old friend from college. Kyle had just landed a teaching position at the university there, and a few of us were getting together to celebrate. It had been nearly 6 years since we were all in the same room. I was excited, though honestly more nostalgic than anything else. I didn't leave until late, mostly to dodge traffic, but also because I didn't want the sun in my face for 6 hours. So I packed up after dusk, filled my tank, and hit the I-10. My plan was simple: drive through the night, get to Kyle's around sunrise, crash on his couch, and be ready for beers by dinner. What I didn't plan on was nodding off at the wheel. It was around 2 a.m. My eyes were doing that slow blink thing. Open, closed, open again, but longer each time. Somewhere outside of Benson, the car jerked hard to the right, gravel flying, headlights bouncing across dirt. I slammed the brakes. The engine coughed and the car lurched to a stop, half off the road. I sat there for a moment, adrenaline washing away the haze. I checked the tires with my flashlight. Front passenger wheel was bent inward. Maybe the axle, maybe the rim, I didn't know. The frame had scraped against something too. Metal was curled under like a peeled can. No cell signal. I figured I'd wait it out. I reclined my seat and tried to get some sleep. Couldn't have been more than an hour later when a tapping on the window yanked me out of a shallow dream. It was one of those moments where your brain takes a second to catch up. Tap, tap, tap. I froze. The road was empty, flat desert in every direction, and black as coal. No houses, no lights, no cars had passed in at least an hour. Tap, tap, tap. I sat up slowly and looked. A flashlight beam swept across the glass, blinding me for a second. Then it lowered, and I saw the face behind it. A man, mid-50s, maybe 60. Thick beard, hat with a faded logo. He looked like someone who'd lived under the sun too long. "You all right in there?" he asked. His voice was hoarse, scratchy like gravel. "Need a tow?" I exhaled. He turned out to be a tow truck driver. Said his name was Ray. He helped winch my car up and offered me a ride back into town. Said he had a small garage and a few guest rooms above it. Sundown Hills, he called the place. I'd never heard of it, and it wasn't on my GPS, but I didn't have a lot of options. Ray's truck smelled like oil and cigarettes, and the radio was stuck on a station playing static. He talked most of the way. Something about his dog who died, some folks who used to live there but moved away. Said the town had maybe 200 people these days, tops. I nodded along, mostly tired, mostly confused. The town looked like it had been frozen in time. Gas pumps with spinning numbers, a general store that hadn't seen a shipment in decades, neon signs flickering half dead. Ray parked beside a squat 2-story building with a sign that read, "Merritt's Auto and Rooms." "You can crash upstairs tonight," he said. "I'll get your car looked at in the morning." I thanked him. The room was small, bed, lamp, dresser, wallpaper peeling at the edges, smelled faintly of dust and wood polish. I didn't care. I just wanted sleep. But when I pulled my bag open to grab my phone charger, my notebook slipped out and tumbled under the bed. I knelt to retrieve it, and my hand landed on something cold and flat. A book, not mine. I pulled it out, leather-bound, a journal. cracked spine, stitched binding. Old. Most pages were blank, but a few near the middle were filled with rough handwriting. March 3rd, 2019. Broke down about 20 miles east of Tucson. Was headed to meet some friends for a camping trip near Patagonia Lake. No service, no passing cars for hours. Just when I was thinking I'd have to hike out, this tow truck comes rolling up. Driver was this bearded guy named Ray. Super friendly. Said he lived nearby and could get my car fixed. Brought me to this little ghost town. Sundown Hills, he called it. Never heard of it. Place looks like it belongs in the 70s. I'm writing this from a room above his shop. Pretty nice setup, honestly. Ray said he'd fix the car in the morning. March 4th, 2019. Still here. Ray says the car's taking longer than expected. Something about needing parts. Not sure how he plans to get them. This place doesn't have a single truck stop or auto parts store. No cell signal either. I walked around town. A diner, a barber shop, a church. All from another era. I asked someone where I was, and they said Arizona. Just Arizona. Like I should already know. March 5th, 2019. I'm starting to worry. The people here, they all stare. Their clothes don't match the times. Some look like they're from the 40s, others like the 90s. I asked one woman where I could find a bus or a cab. She just blinked and said, "Ray handles all the transport." I asked Ray to let me use his phone. He said it was disconnected. Last night I heard something in the hallway, scratching, shuffling. I stayed in bed, listening. Then footsteps, heavy and slow, stopped outside my door. A low hum, like a machine running deep underground, and then silence. March 7th, 2019. I tried to leave. Packed up my stuff and walked west, following the highway sign that said Tucson, 45 miles. I walked for what felt like hours, sun high overhead. But when I looked back, the town was still right behind me, like I hadn't moved at all. I ran, picked a direction at random and sprinted, still ended up back here. March 8th, 2019. They changed the town again. Buildings are different now. My room's on the opposite side of the hallway. The street names have changed. Even the sky looks different, dimmer maybe, like the sun's shining through a filter. I asked one of the kids playing outside if they remembered me. She said, "We don't talk to the new ones after 5 days." What does that mean? March 9th, 2019. I saw one of them, not the townspeople, one of the things behind this. It was in the alley next to the diner. Tall, almost human, but wrong. No eyes, just smooth skin. It bent backward when it moved. When I saw it, I froze. It watched me without looking. I could feel it behind my eyes. I backed away, then ran. I think they're keeping us here, watching us, maybe studying. I don't think I'm the first. I don't think I'll be the last. That was the end. I sat there for a long time trying to make sense of it. Part of me wanted to believe it was a joke, someone screwing with guests. But another part knew better. Because Ray had used the same phrase with me. All the transport goes through me. Same room, same town, same static on the radio. I stood up and went to the window. Main Street looked unchanged, empty, silent, but something about the shadows felt off, like they were longer than they should be, stretching just a bit too far, bending slightly in the wrong direction. I thought about leaving, walking out into the desert, but the words from the journal echoed in my mind, still ended up back here. For now, I'll wait. Ray said he'd come by in the morning. I'll ask about my car, about the town, about why this place doesn't exist on any map, and I'll be watching to see if his eyes blink or if he has any at all.